At Juliant, we're with you at every milestone, making it easier for you to shine. So you can saddle up each morning for more than a paycheck. Have the support to expand your horizon, the space to grow your family, and your brightest dreams never have to fade. At Juliant, we help you shine. That's brighter banking. Juliant Federal Credit Union.
Welcome to the Greater Conversations podcast. I'm Deetra Miller, the Director of Member Relations and Engagement at Greater Winston-Salem, Inc. We'll use this platform to showcase our local businesses, our community, and their stories. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the show. I am excited to introduce to you two folks from the Winston-Salem Chronicle. This is serious because the Chronicle has been around for a really long time in Winston-Salem. So I'm excited to talk to these two. We have sitting in one chair, Miss Shayna Smith, who is the Marketing Communications Manager for the Winston-Salem Chronicle. And we have Mr. Tevin Swinson, who is a senior reporter for the Winston-Salem Chronicle. And both of you have been with the Chronicle for quite some time. So I'm excited to hear not only about your history with the Chronicle's history as well, and the things that you've seen happen over the years that you've been there, especially with the pandemic and news and things of that nature. We'll keep it positive though, but some of the challenges that you've had and how you're continuing to communicate with the community. So let's start with you, Shayna. Introduce yourself and tell everyone a little bit about you.
Okay, my name is Shayna Smith, and actually today is my birthday.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. I am actually, I'm going to say my age because I don't care. I am 32 years old today.
Yay!
And I don't have any kids, which is, for me, a good thing. I've been at the Chronicle for 8 years, and I actually have a funny story to tell as to how that happened. So, what people do not know is that Tevin and I went to elementary school together.
What?
Yeah. We went to middle school together.
No.
Yes. And we didn't go to high school. We didn't go to college. But he started at the Chronicle a week before I did.
Really?
1 week.
Mm-hmm. Literally a week, yeah.
8 years ago.
Gosh.
Yes.
It's a small world.
It is. Yeah. We grew up together.
I love that. It's almost like a family business.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It feels that way.
Yeah.
But you were both drawn to media, I guess. Was that something both of you saw as you were growing up together?
I would say I didn't, but I would say like my senior year of high school is when I really fell in love with it. I took a yearbook class, and I got the opportunity to, first of all, just get out of class. So that was a plus. But I really got to go around and take pictures and talk to people in the school. And after that, I took that class. That's when I really started looking into journalism, and that's what I ended up majoring in. So yeah.
Nice. So tell everyone a little bit more about you.
Okay, so like Shayna said, born and raised here. Attended Atkins High School. From there, I went to North Carolina Central University.
Okay.
Father of two, married 6 years now. So
congratulations!
Thank you. My oldest just turned 5. 2 weeks ago. So
wow.
Yeah.
Time flies.
It does. I can't believe she's been that fast already. I can't believe it.
Well, I can't believe you're a dad, first of all, and that you have 2 kids. Before we started recording, everyone listening, I mentioned to Tevin that I remembered him from a few years back whenever I worked with the Louisville Clemens Chamber, and we started a scholarship program there for a young man that passed away suddenly, and he was there covering the story. And now he's grown up, Tevin has, and he's got a beard, he's got facial hair, and he's got kids. So it's just a fun little reunion that we're having right now. So I love that. Well, we're here to talk about the Winston-Salem Chronicle. Again, the Chronicle has been here for a really long time, has a great history. So Shayna, talk a little bit about that.
Well, next year is our 50th year in business.
Wow.
I'll say that. We started in 1974. And again, I've been at the Chronicle for 8 years, so I got to see a couple of transitions. I've seen us transition from Liberty Street to now we are located on 5th Street, across the street from the Mutual Building, the old Mutual Building. I've seen us just evolve in different ways. We have a podcast room.
Yes.
We created social media. We started that from the ground up. Yes, we started the Instagram and Facebook. So we started that from the ground up. Linktree. Let's see what else. Just the whole digital era is just, the way the way of life has evolved. We have seen it, like we've seen just how we went from print to digital. And so, I'm just trying to figure out what else to say about the history of, the Chronicle. We've covered a lot. I came across an article about the Safe Bus not too long ago.
What is that?
Back in our archives, the Safe Bus down Winston-Salem, downtown Winston-Salem was the bus company.
Yes.
Yes. So we were doing articles back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I came across one not too long ago. That's
I didn't know
interesting,
that.
right? So we've come a long way. The Safe Bus, again, was a company that was downtown Winston-Salem. It's now called WISTA.
Yeah.
And
love all the acronyms.
Yeah. And again, just seeing us and how we have evolved and how we've covered, just different things. Like an example would be like Arlene Parman, just covering a lot of news for her. And then into the new, now it's like Barbara Berg, and it's like, that's, what I mean? Like, so it's just, we have been around for so long to where we have covered things from, the beginning of Winston, I guess, until till now.
today.
Yeah. It's just how you would put it, right? Yeah.
It's a long history of the paper, and it's a long history of the city that you guys cover. So, I mean, the things, I'm sure over time, the things that have been uncovered and recovered, and just the things that you're doing over at the Chronicle, that may be things that the mainstream papers, which I do consider you guys still a mainstream paper, but the city paper may not cover. And if they do, they may just wash over it. Not taking anything away from that paper. I want that known. But you guys dig deeper into things that work better, get more depth than
I
what
think
some others.
that's one of the things I think I enjoy most about the Chronicle. I do get to go to the city council meetings and school board meetings like that, but I also get to do the smaller stories, like you said, like 100-year birthdays and stuff like that. Small events like for breast cancer, I have one coming up this weekend, and I think that's what I enjoy most. You get that balance.
Yeah. Teacher had to step out. So, what about you? What do you see that the Chronicle brings different than other news outlets in town?
Okay, well, for one, we cover JV sports, and I noticed that a lot of local newspapers do not cover JV sports for some reason or another, but we even cover Pop Warner sports. We also do the collegiate level as well, but we definitely, we do high school, we do it all. We just, as long as we keep it local, I think that is primarily our focus, is just to keep it local. We cover interesting health stories. I've seen us do that. We have our For Seniors Only edition, or section, I guess you can say, which is every fourth Thursday of every month. And basically it's an edition for seniors, so it informs seniors about what's going on in our community. We've partnered with like senior services, and they also, put stuff into the community calendar. So I think that that's a good little component that we've included. We have an arts section. we are the city of the arts.
Right.
And so
That's
the
right.
arts and entertainment, we have a community calendar for that. And then we also started this new thing where we do reviews, So yes, we review not only I don't think we've done any yet when it comes to like theater, but we've just done restaurants currently.
Oh, fun.
Yes.
We did Razoo's and Dewey's. Their new product, the Doozy. We got to try that when it first came out. So that's been really fun, being able to do that.
What'd you think of Razoo's?
I really liked it. It was my first time having gator, so I tried that. That was pretty good. It tastes like chicken, but it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was a lot of the stuff was really spicy, as you would expect at
from a Cajun restaurant.
But I really liked it. Have you been?
I have, and I liked it a lot too. And I didn't find it overly spicy. I did find it spicy, which is what you want.
Yeah.
And everything I had, I was very impressed with the smoked sausage and the red beans and rice was amazing. Yeah.
Shayna's like, yes.
Yeah. And I also got to preview the Doozy as the man who ate the town. But I found it, I had 3.
Yeah, I think I had 2. I think I had the strawberry shortcake, and what was the other one? Birthday cake was the other one I had.
Yeah, I had the coffee one, the coffee break.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Oh, it was so good. That was my favorite because they used their own coffee flavored or their espresso ice cream, the latte ice cream. Oh yeah, that was my favorite. Let's just say that was the one that mattered.
That was the one.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, so we have a ton of other fellow members of the chamber that you might want to check out as well, and some folks that we're trying to get to become members. Shout out to Barcelona Burger, hint, hint. So maybe you guys.
Burger.
Really?
It is a good burger. I finally had one. I had the Swiss. I can't remember the name, but it had Swiss cheese on it and mushrooms, and it was pretty awesome. And their roasted vegetables are good. Yeah.
So I've heard.
Yeah. So shout out to them. 600 degrees. Here we go again. We almost went through recording 4 podcasts without talking about food. Almost. Every
You can blame it on that. It was our fault.
We brought it up.
But it's okay. It's
Because
right.
it's part of what we're talking about.
It's part of our culture, isn't it?
It is.
It makes sense
Because the Chronicle is part of what we're talking about.
that's right, and it's their reviews, which is a new thing that they have.
Yes.
I'm curious to know, over time, like you mentioned the print part, how are you going away from print at all? Are you still printing? Do you see it fading away, or what's the dynamic there? I'm just curious in regard to reaching your audience.
I would say we're still going to print because just our audience, we have, like we said, we have a for seniors only section, and that's a lot of our readers, older people who don't really have access to
What's an
online. A lot of people still
I love
want
the
that.
mouth movement there too.
What is an iPhone?
But yeah, so a lot of people still want that physical copy. So
Somebody said they were going to at me, and I just wanted to hit them.
So I think that's always going to be an element of the Chronicle. But I definitely think these days you definitely have a digital footprint. You got to be online, and that's another thing we're trying to do a lot more. When I'm going out to cover stuff, if I have the time, because I take my own pictures as well. So if I have the time, I try to get live, try to pull people aside to try to give them that news feel as well, just so we're not just print, so people can see what we're doing. Don't have to wait till that Thursday. They can get it that day it happens. So
I love that. So a lot of Facebook Lives, a lot of stories on Instagram, and are you on the TikTok as the older people would say?
on TikTok.
That's fantastic.
Yes, we are on TikTok as well. I believe we're on there at as the WS Chronicle. I think it's just at WS Chronicle.
Okay.
Yes, but yes, we have some videos. We have our reviews on there of
Yeah.
Razoo's and Dewey's. So yeah, you should take a look at them. Yeah.
I love the fact that you guys are using so many mediums to get the word out to people about what's going on in the community. What is something that you're doing that's different from a lot of the other media in town to get the word out about different things or share stories?
That's a good question. Let me think.
is a good
Something that
question.
we're doing that's
Something
different.
innovative and different that
Innovative and different.
only at the Chronicle
Only at the Chronicle. Well, I
or
would
that you're
say
thinking
this.
about doing.
Well,
The podcast room is definitely something that we are going to be taking advantage of soon. I already actually I haven't even told anybody about this actually.
Ooh, breaking news.
I have I've done so many interviews since I've, like she said, been there for 8 years now, and a lot of people I want to just go back and talk to again, even if I don't write a whole nother story. So I want to start a podcast called It Was Written, so where I go and talk to people that I've already written stories about and bring them back and just give an update, and we're going to use the podcast room for that. So
I love
think
that.
I think that would be something different that we would bring. Instead of everybody looking for another story, you sit down with me and really get into the nitty gritty about.
documentary style.
That would be
That's
cool.
different.
I love that because a lot of times you'll read an interesting story and it's like, I wonder what happened to so-and-so or what happened with that situation.
Yeah.
If the advertising dollars are correct, maybe we can do it.
Yeah, that's the marketing mind right there. See, I didn't even thought it went that way, but yeah, definitely.
Okay, so we can get into it with the marketing mind over here. Because news has to be supported, right? Everything isn't
does.
free, kind of like on
Yes.
social media. So talk a little bit about how a business or individuals can reach out to the paper to advertise or promote or whatever you have to offer there.
Well, sure. Well, first off, I want to state that we are really small in numbers. I know that it may look like we have a lot of people, but it's probably about 6 of us that's making everything. It's 6 of us. Probably. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. And so sometimes it might take us 24 hours to get back, because it's only 6 of us. We do the website.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we keep the website going and we do social media. Just, us. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. So, but to advertise with us and, for us, well, let me start here. I found out that we actually have a subscriber in Hawaii.
Really?
Isn't that cool?
That's nice.
So we have subscribers all over the United States. And basically there are people who were in Winston-Salem and they want to continue to see what's going on locally.
I love
and so they
that.
subscribe to support us. A prime example, it was a guy who, he moved to New Jersey. He moved his dad to New Jersey. But his dad was like, well, I still want to know what's going on locally. So they bought 2 subscriptions just to see what's going on locally. And we have a lot of people who do that. A lot of people. So our reach, is pretty far.
Wow.
But now we don't have anybody outside of the country, but
Yet.
yet, right. We don't have anyone outside the country yet. That's right. But we do have, a lot of people who subscribe who no longer live here. People that come in from Texas and they're like, there was a story about me and, from 1985. And I just want to know if you guys still have it here. And we're like,
Wow.
Yeah, people actually come in. I probably see maybe like people every couple of months come in from a different state asking if we can pull an article from.
Really?
Yes, from 70s. I had a lady come in yesterday asking about an article from 89.
Wow.
So, yeah, the impact that we make on the community is pretty big. And I don't think people realize that, for us to be small in numbers, we do a lot. We do a lot. We
amazing.
have a lot of events. And that's what I was getting to as far as advertising. That is a great way for people to get their, businesses to get their name out there. We have 4 big events per year.
Okay.
We have our MLK event, which takes place typically at the Benton Convention Center. And that's about 1,000 to
Yeah,
1,200
usually
people.
over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, that one's pretty huge. We normally have a speaker come and entertainment for, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And then we do have a Black History Cipher that we do.
A Black History Cipher.
Oh,
What is that?
yes, Tevin, please speak
pretty
on
new.
that.
We've been doing that like 3 years now, where every year we've got a beat from Ninth Wonder. He provides the beat, and we have artists locally come in and just give us a few bars on Black History Month. So
Wow.
yeah, we've been doing that for like 3 years now. That's been pretty good online and stuff. I said, getting a beat from Ninth Wonder is
That's huge.
Yes. So the artists just get to come in, and a lot of them don't even know that it's a Ninth Wonder beat until they get there. Or
For
a few
everyone
weeks before.
listening, please explain why getting a beat from Ninth Wonder is such a big deal. Who is Ninth Wonder?
Ninth Wonder, born and raised right here in Winston. Well, not from Winston, but close. I think is I can't remember. It's a small town right outside. But Grammy Award winning producer, worked with Jay-Z, Drake, some of the biggest names in the industry. So just having him, somebody from here, to be able to willing to help us like that's amazing. So.
Wow.
Yeah, that's been great. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And he shares the content.
Yes, every time.
Normally
That's
it gets
huge.
like 40,000 to 50,000 views on their videos. So yeah, and maybe even more.
Yeah.
So we do that every year for Black History Month. And it's, again, a Black History Cipher. And we just, local artists are selected to just, present a Black History Cipher.
I love that. I love that.
Yes.
That's so much fun. Okay.
Yes.
So you've got the Black History Cipher. You've got the MLK event.
Yes.
And you mentioned 2 others.
Okay, there's actually 3 more. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Good.
And then we have our Community Service Awards. So what we do is we honor, we have about 10 categories, and they change, from year to year. Some of them are like the Man of the Year, Woman of the Year, for Seniors Only Award, and we let the community decide on who they believe should be the Man of the Year, Woman of the Year. And we've had a lot of people over the years. This has been going on since at least 1996.
Yeah.
Wow.
At least, yes. That's my information dates back till then. But it might be a little longer,
Maybe,
but that's at least where I start from.
Wow.
So that's about at least 20 years, at least, Yeah. So we do have our Community Service Awards, and then we have our Junior Varsity Tournament.
What is that?
Okay, so are you familiar with the Frank Spencer? And
I'm still learning.
Okay. So the Frank Spencer is an event that takes place normally at the Coliseum. It's for high school varsity basketball. I don't know much about sports. He's got the chip in.
Yeah.
But
So basically, it's like she said earlier, we're one of the only papers that cover JV sports. A lot of JV teams don't get anything.
Right.
So it's a basketball tournament meant for JV teams. Like she said, the Frank Spencer is usually held at the Coliseum. The Mary Garber is usually held for varsity girls teams in the area, and we host the
JV tournament.
Yeah, the JV
It's called
tournament,
the
the David
Lash.
Lash tournament for JV teams, just to get them that exposure. Because
That's so awesome.
yes, I think it's amazing because even some of the best talent, they started on JV, and
That's
just to
right.
see them early and to see them progress, I think is amazing just to see, because we've seen some kids from JV from that tournament go off to Wake Forest. I know CJ
Wow.
Harris played in the JV tournament. Mike Grace, he went off to Harvard or Yale, I think, and he played in that tournament. Chris Paul played in the tournament. So yeah,
Wow.
Yes.
yeah.
And the tournament's been around since 1992. And so we actually got to see the tournament when we were in actual school.
Yeah.
We got to
Nice.
actually, so, I think that goes
Full
full
circle.
circle as well. Now we're the ones that's actually helping put the tournament on. And we actually, I didn't participate, obviously, but
I actually didn't
Did
play.
you?
I
Oh,
played
okay.
varsity all 4 years, so I didn't
okay.
get to play. Just,
This guy over here played some basketball for a little while, but not high school, college.
Yeah. The extent of my basketball playing was I went to Winston-Salem State, and I had to pick a PE,
okay.
and it was me, a white guy at Winston-Salem State, trying to play basketball.
Let's just not bring color into this.
No. This is pertinent because it was comedic. I was not the large, massive man you see here before you. I was actually a pretty skinny kid, and I have no basketball skills whatsoever. So the coach would, Beeman, what are you doing? Coach, he says, go sit down. No, okay, coach.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so no, it was the race was pertinent because I had no business playing basketball.
Bless your heart.
Wow.
But if you had had that support as a JV player, possibly.
Yeah, I was a football guy. I did play.
Oh, we should do a football tournament. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, it's a little tougher though. I think.
It's a lot of wear and tear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other event is the
Gospel Jazz
Fest.
Fest. And that one actually just took place a couple of Sundays ago.
Really?
So typically it's the first Sunday and the last Sunday of the fair. And it's we have it at the clock tower at the fairgrounds. And we have many different artists who attend and they perform at the clock tower.
Wow.
We have, really good artists, right? We have like Willie Mason and friends, I don't know if you know, and Deion Owen and Renaissance. And we have a lot of good artists who come out and support us at this event. And the crowd is amazing.
Yeah, the one we just had, I think it was the best turnout we've had.
Really?
Weather was perfect, so everybody just stayed. It was over 1,000 people there. I know it was.
Had to be.
Had to be.
It
yeah.
had to be.
That's
It was
awesome.
nowhere to sit.
Yeah.
So yes, it was. I think it was pretty good.
think
Yeah,
it was
and it's
success.
hosted by Busta Brown and Deborah Terry, who is a comedian. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
The connections you guys have, not just in the community, but nationally. I mean, the talent that you draw to support the things that you do is pretty amazing. I don't know. It sounds like the Chronicle is a bit of a hidden gem, even though you've been here for 50 years. I'll tell you what was hidden. The fact that such an amazing organization that's run so well is done by just 6 people. Yes. That I did not know. So kudos to you for all that you do on a daily basis on print, digital, events, marketing. I'm blown away. 6 people.
Thank you. Yes.
That's nuts. Yeah. So I feel like there's so much more that we could dive into when it comes to the Chronicle and your connection to the community. But I just want to give you guys an opportunity. Is there anything that we haven't talked about that you want to share with everyone that's listening right now?
I think we covered a lot.
I do. Just stay tuned for our 50th next year. We're definitely trying to come up with something, as you stated, innovative.
Yes.
Something that's super fun and something to give back to the community. Our community day this year, our community service awards, we did in the park. We don't typically do that, but this year we had it in the park, and it was a really good turnout for that as well, wasn't it?
We partnered with
Yeah.
the Winston-Salem Police Foundation and Police Department, so they gave away book bags before the event.
Oh, wow.
And then we recognized all our award winners in the park that same day, so yeah, it was perfect.
That's
We had
fun.
music and free food, and we had food trucks, out there, and it was a lot. We had, what did we give away some fruit and
We gave away shoes to kids, all types of stuff. Yeah.
yes, some good shoes too.
Wow.
They were Nike Dunks. They were
That's
brand new.
the
Yeah.
name.
Wow.
Yeah, they were really nice. With gift cards. Yeah, it was really nice.
Deweys and Razzoos.
Wow. You guys.
Yeah.
You're giving back to the community in such amazing ways.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So for everyone listening, if you have more ideas, how do they get in touch with you?
For me, you could contact me at my email address is ssmith@wschronicle.com.
Perfect.
And I'm going to say that one more time. ssmith@wschronicle.com.
And mine with T Stinson, TSTINSON @wschronicle.com. Again, that's T Stinson, my first initial and last name, TSTINSON. And if you see me out and you have a story idea, just come up and tell me. I get that all the time. So I actually enjoy that. Like when people come up and say they have a story idea or something that we should be covering, I really enjoy that. So if you see me out, just come up and talk to me. I appreciate it.
And they're for real about that because I literally just gave them a story idea before they came and started recording with us this afternoon.
So your TikTok is _ WS Chronicle. There are 2 WS Chronicle. One has 5 followers and 2 posts, and the other one has substantially more. So that's the one you want.
That's the one. Underscore. Make sure you put that underscore.
WS Chronicle.
That's right.
And for those that are not on the TikTok, they can find you on Facebook and Instagram and I'm guessing X.
Yeah,
you say Twitter.
And all of them are at the wschronicle.com, except for, I believe, Facebook, which is just wschronicle.com. Yes.
Perfect. Awesome. Y'all, thank you so much for being here, Shayna and Tevin. I have enjoyed this conversation. Of course, Tim, thank you for chiming in and asking all of the awesome questions that you always do.
There was food. We heard food.
In the food. So yeah, we're gonna connect you with some of your fellow chamber members that have restaurants, so you can review them too. So
Some of your cookies.
oh, cookies and cakes and donuts. Oh my.
Oh my. Cakes and pie.
Thank you again for being here, and for everyone listening. Until next time. We know you enjoyed this podcast today, so join us for the next episode of Greater Conversations. By the way, you can follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Be sure to smash that subscribe button. Also, be sure to visit our website at winstonsalem.com. The views and opinions stated in this podcast are solely those of the contributors and not necessarily those of our sponsors, distributors, or hosting companies. This podcast is copyrighted and cannot be reproduced without expressed written consent of Greater Winston-Salem, Inc. or your toast.